I'm Kevin Reyes, and I work at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. We help set up and dismantle any kind of events that go on there, like the car show, fan expo, etc. It all started my first year of college. When I was dating somebody, they wouldn't allow me to go to parties or go hang out with friends, so I would just go to class, work, gym, and then sleep. So I didn't have anyone, and when you're in a broadcasting program, you need to make connections, so I didn't have any groups or anyone to be with, and so I started just drinking and then started smoking. And then second year came, I got out of a relationship, and being by myself, I didn't know what to do, so I started smoking a lot, and at a certain point it would affect me and my mental health, and it just led to a lot of depression that was already there, but then it just amped it up. I would stay away from my friends, and then it just got to a point where I wasn't myself anymore, and anytime I looked at myself, it just brought me down. Started adding a lot of things to my body that I didn't feel comfortable with, but I just wanted not to look the same way that I did coming into there. When I think of addiction, I think of constantly having to depend and rely on something in order to just go through your day. Having a lack of support in the community, or just having anyone in general, affects your mental health by just not having anyone to talk to, and just being by yourself really has an impact. Some of the stepping stones that happened to make me feel better within the community was that I constantly went to go see my friends, and they boosted my mental health. When I wasn't alone, it just made me forget what did go on, and it just made me feel alright. It's really important for the mental aspect of body positivity, because if you're not feeling great, you're going to keep lowering your self-esteem and keep focusing on your insecurities. It just tears you down and makes you want to quit. And so if you have a good positive mindset of things, you want to keep going and you want to keep being better at what you are doing. Friends and family can support you and constantly help you and make sure you don't fall back on the old habits. Them being there will just make sure you don't feel that you're going through all of it alone. And when you have someone there for you, you just want to make sure that you be there better for them in the long term. A way to combat my old habits would be just going back to a place that where it all began and trying to overcome it, and not having to fall back to that old personality, and then constantly being with my friends and talking to them throughout all of it, and making sure that I just don't keep it all to myself and let it build up so one day it will explode. I think it's harder for guys to open up about their mental health, because we grew up knowing that, or just being told that we're supposed to be strong and not to cry, not to show any kind of emotions. And the times that we do open up, it's a little bit harder since we don't really do it as often. So it's not something we're used to. And, because of social media, there's a lot of women's awareness for mental issues, so guys don't really feel that much support towards them. One coping mechanism that worked for me was constantly working out. Working out basically just brought back my mindset of how I wanted to be in life, and then later on it just helped with my breathing, because when I constantly relied on smoking, it just made me feel so heavy and I lost breath a lot. There were certain times where I was walking and I lost breath and I would be on my knees coughing, but working out helped with that. There was one part of my day where I wasn't not myself, and then when I was there, I felt a lot better, and my mind was off things, and it just made me want to keep getting stronger in order to prove something to my own self.